Breaking defense alert. ACSV G5 Netherlands may become the foundation of one of the largest tracked support vehicle programs in Europe, even though most people have never heard its name. If Dutch military modernization continues on its current path, the real risk is not whether the Netherlands can field more Leopard 2A8 tanks, but whether those frontline vehicles could become exposed without enough armored support to keep them moving. So why are defense analysts paying so much attention to a vehicle that carries no main battle tank gun and was never designed to dominate the battlefield on its own? The answer begins with a remarkable shift inside the Royal Netherlands Army. In April 2025, the Dutch Ministry of Defense formally outlined its Combat General Purpose Vehicle program, seeking roughly 100 to 150 tracked support vehicles for the 43rd Mechanized Brigade. According to the official requirement, the future platform must combine high off-road mobility, strong crew protection, reliability under combat conditions, and the flexibility to perform multiple missions including command, medical evacuation, engineering support, logistics, and troop transport. Among the leading candidates, ACSV G5 immediately attracted attention. Developed by the German company FFG Flensburger Fahrzeeugbau, the platform weighs approximately 26 metric tons, carries up to 8 metric tons of payload, reaches speeds of 74 kilometers per hour, and offers an operational range of about 600 kilometers. Rather than focusing on direct firepower, its greatest strength lies in its modular architecture, allowing different mission packages to be installed on a common track chassis. Then came a much bigger surprise. During March 2026, multiple respected defense industry reports suggested that Dutch planners were evaluating a significantly larger armored support fleet that could approach 400 tracked vehicles. Importantly, the Dutch government has not officially confirmed a purchase of 400 ACSV G5 vehicles. Instead, leading global defense analysts argue that such a figure reflects a possible long-term expansion of the original Combat General Purpose Vehicle concept, as the Netherlands rebuilds its heavy land forces for modern high-intensity operations. Before we go on, do you think a support vehicle can become more important than a tank in modern warfare? Subscribe if you enjoy fact-based defense analysis. And tell me where you're watching from. What makes this platform stand out is not its armor alone, and certainly not its firepower. Its real advantage is that it was engineered from the beginning as a common mission platform, rather than a single-purpose combat vehicle. According to FFG, the manufacturer in Germany, ACSV-5 measures about 6.93 meters in length and just under 3 meters in width. It is powered by a multi-fuel MTU engine, producing approximately 616 horsepower through a ZF automatic transmission. That combination allows a maximum road speed of around 74 kilometers per hour and an operational range of roughly 600 kilometers, while carrying a payload of up to 8 metric tons. Those numbers become far more meaningful when viewed through the lens of military logistics. Instead of producing separate tracked vehicles for every battlefield task, one common chassis can support multiple mission modules. On paper, the same vehicle family can be configured for command and control, battlefield medical evacuation, armored cargo transport, engineering support, maintenance operations, electronic systems, or specialized mission equipment. That commonality reduces training requirements, simplifies spare parts inventories, and lowers long-term sustainment costs across an entire brigade. This approach is not simply theoretical. Norway became the launch customer for ACSV after selecting the platform during the late 2010s. Production vehicles entered Norwegian military service in the early 2020s across several specialized roles, providing practical experience with the design before larger European programs began evaluating similar concepts. That operational history gives the platform a level of maturity that many completely new armored vehicle programs do not yet possess. The Netherlands has already demonstrated confidence in the chassis through separate procurement decisions. In June 2023, the Dutch Ministry of Defense announced its integrated short-range and medium-range air defense modernization program. Later, during January and December 2025, the ministry confirmed procurement decisions for Skyranger 30 counter-drone systems and NOMADS mobile air defense systems, using the same tracked family as their mobility platform. Those confirmed acquisitions do not automatically mean the broader combat general-purpose vehicle program will select ACSV in every category. However, leading defense analysts argue that adopting one established tracked platform across multiple battlefield functions could significantly improve fleet standardization, maintenance efficiency, and operational readiness as the Royal Netherlands Army expands its heavy mechanized capabilities throughout the coming decade. The biggest question is no longer whether the Royal Netherlands Army needs additional tracked support vehicles. The real question is why that requirement appears to be growing beyond the original plan. The answer can be found not inside procurement documents alone, but on the modern battlefield. Since 2022, the conflict in Ukraine has demonstrated that armored formations are no longer challenged only by tanks or artillery. Uncrewed aerial systems, long-range surveillance, precision fires, and electronic warfare have placed unprecedented pressure on command vehicles, engineering units, medical evacuation teams, ammunition carriers, and maintenance elements operating close behind the front line. Military planners across Europe have drawn an important lesson from those observations. A main battle tank cannot remain effective if the vehicles carrying fuel, ammunition, spare parts, communications equipment, and recovery assets become exposed before reaching the objective. That reality helps explain why the Dutch combat general-purpose vehicle requirement emphasized high mobility, protected transport, and multi-role capability, instead of focusing on a single specialized vehicle. This is where a common tracked platform becomes strategically valuable. ACSV can move alongside Leopard 2A8 tanks and CV-90 infantry fighting vehicles across the same terrain, while carrying different mission packages. Instead of maintaining separate fleets with different engines, transmissions, suspension systems, and maintenance procedures, one common platform could simplify logistics throughout an entire mechanized brigade. Defense economists have long argued that fleet standardization reduces long-term operating costs while increasing operational availability, particularly for smaller armed forces with limited personnel and maintenance capacity. That broader context also explains why defense industry reporting during 2026 began discussing the possibility of a much larger tracked support fleet than originally proposed. No official Dutch government announcement has confirmed procurement of approximately 400 ACSV vehicles. However, leading European defense analysts have argued that if the Netherlands expands its heavy land forces while introducing Leopard 2A8, modernized CV-90 formations, Skyranger 30, and NOMADS mobile air defense systems, the demand for protected support vehicles could increase substantially over the coming years. In that scenario, the platform itself becomes far more than another armored vehicle. It becomes the connective infrastructure that allows every other capability to operate together efficiently during sustained high-intensity operations. Whether the Royal Netherlands Army ultimately acquires 150 vehicles or eventually expands toward a much larger track support fleet, one fact is already clear. Dutch defense planning has shifted away from measuring military strength by counting only tanks and infantry fighting vehicles. Instead, planners are investing in the systems that allow those frontline assets to remain effective throughout a prolonged campaign. That direction is visible across multiple modernization programs announced since 2023. The Netherlands has committed to rebuilding its armored capability with Leopard 2A8 main battle tanks, expanding air defense through NOMADS and Skyranger 30, and strengthening its industrial base by involving domestic companies in future defense production, whenever possible. Within that broader framework, a common tracked support platform offers more than mobility. It creates a standardized architecture for logistics, command, engineering, medical support, and future mission systems that can evolve over decades rather than being tied to a single battlefield role. At the same time, several important uncertainties remain. The Dutch government has not officially announced a contract for approximately 400 ACSV vehicles, and no final procurement decision confirming that figure has been published. Any expansion beyond the original combat general-purpose vehicle requirement will depend on future defense budgets, industrial production capacity, NATO force planning, and the evolving security environment across Europe. For that reason, the larger fleet should be understood as a realistic possibility discussed by defense analysts, rather than a confirmed acquisition. Perhaps the most important lesson reaches far beyond the Netherlands. Modern armed forces increasingly recognize that battlefield endurance depends on far more than advanced tanks or long-range missiles. The ability to repair damaged equipment, move supplies across difficult terrain, protect command networks, evacuate personnel safely, and maintain operational tempo often determines whether an armored force remains effective after the opening phase of a conflict. That may ultimately become the real legacy of this program. If the Netherlands succeeds in building a highly standardized track support fleet, other medium-sized NATO members could study the same model as they modernize their own land forces during the coming decade. So here is the question that may shape the next generation of European military planning. In modern warfare, what matters more in the long run, building more combat vehicles, or building the support network that allows every combat vehicle to keep operating when the pressure continues? Share your thoughts in the comments.